Child not listening, 5 things you should know. Why does it seem like your child not listening is so frequent, especially when you have made requests to get dressed or get ready for bed? Why do school-aged children seem to resist direction and expectation when homework needs to get done? Why do some teens oppose and rail against rules and limits around technology use, driving them to push back at parents? Your children not listening can ignite parental frustration, tell me about it, and persistence. But it's important to remember that their decision to resist are innate. Kids come with an instinct to resist and oppose, or do the opposite of what they are told. But the act of not listening isn't news to parents or teachers. What may be surprising is that resistance can stem from the counterwill instinct that is innate to all human beings. So here we go. What is counterwill and why is it important? Counterwill is an innate response designed to protect the self when feeling coerced or when facing separation. Children are designed to be directed by people they are attached to, which makes them prone to resist people that they are not connected to. The counterwill instinct is also important in helping pave the way for separate functioning and becoming a unique self. Part of figuring out who we are or who they are involves placing a ban on other people's views, agendas, wants, and wishes. When other people's voices are louder than your own, your counterwill instinct helps to create some space through resistance so that you can develop your own perspective. It is sometimes challenging for parents not to react out of their own counterwill. The challenge is not to take resistance personally and even expect it. The challenge is to remain in the caretaker position and lead through the counterwill storm. Some of the strategies below require maturity in the parent and the capacity to see the big picture. It is the relationship that opens the child's heart to being influenced by us and serves to create the ideal condition for development. So what you're supposed to do when your young child refuses to get dressed, or when your child refuses to do homework or obey technology rules. Hi, my name is Anate Njoku. I'm a family life and a parent coach. I help parents become intentional in their parenting journey, sharing tips, my expertise, and my experience. If you're meeting me for the first time, hello, welcome. I love to know you. So please tell me where you're watching from and don't feel to drop any questions if you have any. Let's get right into it. So the first thing parents need to know and need to be aware of and need to do is to focus on connection first. What makes a child amenable to following a parent rule is connection. Before we direct them, we need to get into relationship by collecting them. That is catching their eyes, getting a smile, focusing on what they are turning to, all before proceeding with our request. If we need to talk about something that isn't working, like homework time or technology time, then it is best to collect them first to make them amenable to influence. Number 2 is reduce coercion when directing. Sometimes when we make requests to our kids, we are talking in a coercive manner to counter their resistance. Before it begins, statements like you have to, or you must, or you need to, all serves to raise the counterwill instinct. Consequences are also commonly used to get a child to comply, which with statements such as you need to do this or else, which only makes the child more resistant. Number 3, press pause, sidestep, and revisit the issue when in a better attachment. If you are locked into a counterwill battle with a child, then it is often better to take a tactical retreat to prevent wounding the relationship and to avoid using force to get a child to your demands. It's also important to maintain an alpha position in doing so. For example, I'm going to give you some time to think about it and I'll be back to talk, or I've decided that this is not a good time to address this issue. Number 4, child not listening. Make some room for their own ideas and initiative. If a child is old enough to get dressed or organize their homework, then perhaps it's time to put them in charge of these things. If they are eager to have their own mind and exert their own wishes and wants, then carving some space and turning over age-appropriate tasks to them may be a helpful strategy. This type of activities that you will not want to turn over to them will include anything to do with their caretaking, such as food or who they spend time with. I use this one a lot. I put a lot of things in their hands, and when you put them in control, you see that they are able to not resist. And number 5, the last one, make amends when needed. If our reaction to our child's counterwill has created distance in the relationship, then giving it time and returning to the child to make amends may be necessary. It can be simply done with an apology or an indication that you wish things would have gone better in the discussion. While our children may claim you're not the boss of me, we don't have to take it to heart or react to it. We just need to live through the counterwill storm, knowing we are their best bet and that they should feel safe and secure in our care. It's okay for our kids to have their own mind, but this doesn't mean they will always get their way. One day, the child will be the boss of him or herself, and until our job is done, we need to make some room for them to flex their wings, but not let go of our caretaking responsibilities. I hope these 5 steps have helped you. If there's anything you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section and I'll talk about it. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.